Welcome everybody to Ottawa Valley Vintage Motorcycles. Today we got something a little bit different for you. We're going to take our whippersnipper and we're going to take this off and we're going to install this blade on the whippersnipper. So stay with me and you'll see how we install this blade on the whippersnipper. Okay, so first off we're going to just clean up this a little bit, get some of this old grass off and pop this off. Alright, so we're just going to knock some of this old grass out of here. And just give it a little bit of a cleanup before we take it apart, just to keep our work area clean. All right, there we go. We got that cleaned up a little bit. At least now we have access to some of the bolts in that if we need to, because we are putting a new guard on here. Looks like a little bit bigger for the blade. So let's get this blade opened up and we'll see what we're dealing with. So here's the blade we're going to be using. Grab your tool, put it in here, and start to rotate this until you feel your tool fall into that there's a little opening inside. And once it's in there, that locks it so that you can twist this off by hand. You'll feel it lock in there like that, and then you can start to twist this off. I got it off there. Now you can see where my tool was grabbing in that little groove, just to lock that in place to pull that head off. So you can take that off there now and you can just take a look inside. I'll clean some of that grass and that out of there while I got this off. Okay, so I'm going to put this guard on. In order to do that, I have to put this little piece on here for when you're doing your whippersnipping and that. It's got like a little knife edge on here. So that'll go in there and it'll help keep your whippersnipper strings clean down to the right length. So put that on there and just bolt that into place. So we'll get that snugged up. And then we'll put that onto this. There we go, I just snugged that up. So that looks something like this. So when your twine is swinging around, this will keep it trimmed down. Now this, it's got like a little keyway, and that's going to slide onto here. I'll show you how to do that in a second. So you take your piece like this, and then take this, that just slides on here like that. Push that tab down a little bit. I'm trying to do this with one hand. There we go, like that. Okay, so that's on, ready to go. So I gotta take these and bolt them in here. So I gotta take these off. Before I do that, I'm gonna give this a lick of grease. Some grease in there. There we go. Slip that back on. So our blade is going to go on that little groove there and then just bolt down with this lock bolt. Now let's get this off. It might be a little bit of a pain because the grass may have distorted that, but we'll see if we can get on there with an Allen key where it looks like a torque bit, and we'll get that off. So we'll just pull these right off and get the old guard off and the new guard on. Got them all loosened off. Comes off just like that. I'll give that a little clean up before I put the new one on. So here's the old one, and there's the new one. You see the new one's a little bit more substantial for the blade, a little more protection. So that's just going to go on here like that. Get that bolted down, and we'll put the blade on. Okay, so we got the guard on nice and snug. Now we're going to put the blade on. So you put the writing, the words, where the arrow goes. It's going to go this way. Slip that on there like that. Get the blade on there like that. Then this piece here goes over that. Sits down snug. Okay, so this is going to be a left-hand thread. So put that on there like that, and you turn it counterclockwise. Now I'm going to get a socket, and we'll snug that up. So it's going to be a 3/4 inch socket. I'm going to put that in, and we're going to turn it counterclockwise, but we got to get that tool in that back right here to hold it in place. Okay, so there I snugged it down. You want to make sure that that's not moving around, nice and snug. And this portion of it is ready to go. It does come with another guard on the upper handle for some added protection. I'm going to go check mine to see if it already has it. If it doesn't, I'm going to install that as well. All right, so I just grabbed my power head, and mine does in fact already have one of these. So there's no need for me to install it. I'll save it for an extra one. The kit does come with one, so if yours doesn't have one, you got one ready to go. All right, so let's slip this in and try it out. This is the big 4-stroke by Stihl. We'll see how that works. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a 4-stroke machine, but it takes 2-stroke fuel. So it does have an intake and exhaust valve, but there's no sump, there's no oil sump. So you have to mix the gas and fuel 50-to-1. So we'll just give her a little top up here, and then we'll try her out. Here's the oil mix I use. So it's 50-to-1, made by Stihl. So I just add 10 liters of fuel, and I dump this whole thing in, and that gives me a 50-to-1 mix. All right, we've got her topped up with some 50-to-1 2-stroke. I use the Stihl mix. I like to use these Stihl gloves. They got anti-vibration, a little bit of protection, and get some ear defenders and a little brush guard. I always wear this stuff when I'm doing this type of work. So stay tuned, and we'll fire this baby up and see how well it cuts down small branches. Okay, so the reason why I bought this blade was to trim down some of these big branches that are beside my barn here, starting to get overgrown. So I haven't tried it once yet. Blade is brand new. Let's just experiment here now with some of these. I'll try to do it with one hand so you can see how well it cuts down pieces about that size. All right, I got her fired up here. She's spinning in the proper direction. Let's see what it'll do here. Like I said, I'm only holding it with one hand because I'm filming with the other, but that's a pretty big size branch right there. Let's see what it'll do. Oh, timber! Look at that. It just zipped through that like it was nothing. Nice. All right, so there it is. The Stihl KM130R 4-stroke with a nice new blade on it by Stihl, and it seems to be working great. Thanks for watching Ottawa Valley Vintage Motorcycles. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. It helps me build my channel. Thank you very much. So there you go, maybe 10 minutes. Went in and trimmed all that down. My wife wanted to keep the elderberry in the back. I went right through, cutting all these pieces down. Blade still looks good. I did hit a bit of barbed wire, and still looks pretty good. And it zipped right through the barbed wire. I'll show you. Look at these pieces. Big as my thumb, maybe a little bit bigger. Almost an inch in diameter. Just zipping through this stuff. There's the barbed wire I snipped through. Didn't mean to, didn't see it there. Look at that, just cleaned it right up. That little blade works really, really good. I mean, within reason. I wouldn't cut down any trees with it, but it just zipped through that. Thanks for watching.